What's going on, everybody? Dig Daddy out here in the shed, BSing. It's Monday night. I'm hoping everybody had a good weekend. I'm hoping the week has been kind to you so far, as we say every week out here. You know, Mondays can go either way. You know, you get into the week and you're just like, hey, it's just another day. What do you say? And then you can get into Monday and it's like, what the fuck happened? Well, hopefully you guys didn't have that kind of a day, and hopefully it was the former. But myself had a pretty good weekend. Found some interesting shiny things and some dirt, as you guys probably saw if you watched my video. If you haven't watched my video and you somehow wind up stumbling across my live show, well, that's impressive. But go check out the video. We went and did a little bit of sapphire hunting. Tell you a little story behind that. I'm out of pay dirt. That's the story. But I did have a bag of sapphire pay dirt that I bought a long time ago that I just never really got around to. Got it, picked it up, been sitting on it, and there you go. But I ran out of regular pay dirt, so I figured, hey, I better do something. And so there you go. That's why we had sapphire pay dirt this weekend. Mark Miller can't stay long. Well, thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you. Thank you for hanging out with us for as long as you can and have so far. And hello to everybody else. Don't think I'm leaving anybody out. My hellos are for all of you guys. Just, you know, the little chat thing goes kind of fast and my hand's busy, so I can't be scrolling through shit right now. I'm sure you understand. Aside from that, my weekend was pretty good. Did a little bit of work, picked up some toolboxes. The wife talked me into going over and getting some groceries, and I was like, well, shit, if we're going over there, let me look over down this aisle and see if they restocked. And sure enough, found a few toolboxes, so I'm going to be able to throw some more of those together. I got a couple just about done. I'm just waiting on spoons. Little shovel spoons. I ran out. I don't know how that happened. Well, I know how that happened. I sold all the rest. It's the only way that can happen. But that's what happened. So I went to go assemble a couple toolboxes. I was like, ah, shit. I'm out of that. And I'm pretty much out of micro sluices as well. So, reached out to Dave today. He's going to whip me up some micro sluices real quick. And I should have some more spoons tomorrow. So what that means... Oh, and I finally printed up some more header boxes. And... After I printed off those four header boxes, I started thinking about the design. It printed well enough, but it was, I don't want to say flimsy, but it was kind of soft in places where I didn't want it to be soft in. I threw some epoxy on there, some epoxy resin. That's going to strengthen them up, so I'm not worried about those. But I thought to myself, I need to do something else. I got to refine this. You know me. If you've been a member of my channel here for a while, you know I'm always tinkering with something. Even once it's done and said and done, I was like, you know, how can I cut that down, make it better, make it a little bit more something? Because that's just, you know, that's my nature. I like dicking with stuff. And so, some of you are familiar with the old design header box. You know, it works great. This one's got lava in it. I'm starting to get artsy with it. You know. But the walls are, I mean, this one's epoxied now, so it's fine. But when they're fresh, you can kind of feel the walls shuffling around a little bit. And I didn't like that. So I redesigned it. Made the walls 100% thicker. So there's no flex at all. Made it a little bit shorter, and I did a little bit more of a dip. So what that wound up resulting in is this box, which is a little bit more efficient. I'm not going to put a T on there anymore because I don't think I need it. Especially with this one. This one's a prototype. But this one, I made the hole slightly too small, so I had to heat it up to thread the nozzle in there. And now that's it. It's in. There's no need for a T or anything on the other side to keep it in. But what I didn't like about it is I foresee when the water blasts in, as you can see, it's right about there at the lip. So I'm a little bit worried that when water comes through and there's a sluice spot, a micro sluice there, it's going to push it up. And sure, there should be a bungee cord across there to keep it down, but still, again, always tinkering. So I re-revved this one more time, brought the nozzle down, made the base a little bit slimmer, but more space in between. The hole now goes below this lip, and I made a triangle, like a wedge, so that when the water comes in, this is going to be interesting, so that when the water comes in, it's going to force it to go in a circle, you know, because there's going to be a wedge in the middle to diffuse the water to the sides rather than blasting it right at the back of the sluice. So that one's printing right now. We'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it works out well. Now the only problem I'm having right now is the back end doesn't want to stick and it starts to pill up after like the fourth layer. As you can see, it corrects itself, but that just leaves the bottom back corner a little bit ugly. Fuck it, it's functional. Anyways, so that's what I've been dicking with yesterday and today. That's been my weekend. Well, that's, you know, that a couple hours last night. Otherwise, I've been making those old style headers back there that you see behind me, which that whole process is getting kind of, because once it's printed, I still got to spend time epoxying it, stickering it, epoxying it, and sometimes the epoxy doesn't turn out as clean as I'd like. But after spending that much time at that point, it's got to ship, you know. The printing takes about 8.5 hours, and then the epoxying takes another day. So when I do one, I do like 4 at a time. I go through, I print off like 4 or 5 of them. That way when I get the epoxy out, I have enough, and I just do all of them all at once. Have they started peeling? Well, that's why I wanted more walls. These ones have 3-layer walls. These new ones are 5-layer. I wanted it so thick in the back so that there was no infill between. It's just basically all lines. It's all solid. And so that's where that's at now. So it's not likely to flex as much as it did. But there's more wall layers on the inside. So it may already be waterproof now. I may not need to seal it at all. But what I'm hoping I can do is just seal the inside now. I don't need to seal the outside. Because I'm not going to put a sticker on the outside anymore because it's too small. I'm going to have to get new stickers made that are going to be like smaller. So I may or may not. I don't know. I haven't decided that part yet. When I make these, they're in the toolbox, and the toolbox got a big sticker in the front, as you can see anyways. So not a whole lot of point to doing all that. But in case you guys were wondering, pinned up at the top of the chat is the old comment video. You know how we do. All external. Well, that's good that it's external. The epoxy and what I've used has changed over time. and now it's gone back. But it's a two-part epoxy resin. It's whatever I can get on the Amazon for decent price. I have also used like a urethane, a clear urethane. That one I didn't like. That one it took a lot longer to cure, and it was a lot messier. So I didn't really care for that. I only did that one time. Um, and so I got a whole big thing of that shit just sitting back here. And then I tried just some Krylon, some acrylic paint, and that'll seal it. With that alone, these are sealed. But what I like to do, or I like to do on the bigger style one, because I have a whole panel here. Now it's cut down so it doesn't fit. But I like to put my sticker there, and I like to make sure that the sticker stays, so I epoxy over that. So if anything, I may just only externally epoxy here, and then internally here and down the sluice run, just to keep all that as waterproof as possible and not letting any water seep into the thing. But with these new ones, like I say, I may not even need to seal them. I probably still will, and if I do get a smaller sticker, I'll epoxy over that, and I'll just do this one strip. Yeah, the Krylon's good stuff. It's not the Fusion, but I don't know that matters in this one because it's still just acrylic paint. So, and yes, Captain Craig, you did send me some pens, and I was about to do a mail call on that, and thank you. I appreciate you greatly. So, Captain Craig, the other week I was going on about how my silver and my gold Sharpies aren't working out here. It was pissing me off. And so, well, Captain Craig hopped on the Zon and sent me a gift of some sweet ass paint markers. And so I'll have something to use. And actually, these ones are real paint markers. So these work on plastic. So if I wanted to, like on this, here, let me. Hopefully you can see it. I put on the inside. It says backyard prospecting, but it doesn't come up that well. And so I was thinking maybe I should like paint on it, and maybe these pins will make that easy to do. I don't know. It's a prototype, so I'm not going to spend too much time and effort on it, but. You know, clear Flex Seal would probably actually work. The only thing is it's kind of like, what's that shit? Plastidip, and it'll peel. At some point it'll peel. Just slap it on there, because we all know the best thing for broken water tanks is Flex Seal. They showed like a half a second in the ad, so you know it works great and it'll hold forever. Oh, this guy? Yeah, it is almost Seahawks colors. So I found this they're doing a new thing with 3D filament. They're doing the filament where it's half one color, half another color. So if you look at it from one angle, it's this color. If you look at it from a different angle, it's that color. So it's like, it's not quite color shifty. It's very just angle dependent. But the things will have two different colors, which is pretty slick. You can kind of see both. You know, as it. Yeah. Yeah, Seahawks, they screwed the pooch, as it were. But at least they beat the Broncos. So that's all good. Though, you know, if you put Flex Seal on the inside of the tank, it might actually work. or better anyways. But yeah, on the outside of a tank that's already open up, probably not. That's holding a lot of pressure. Now, if you were a true fan, you'd move home to Seattle. I'm just saying. I made a wooden sluice once. It was terrible. Wooden sluices are heavy. Very heavy. And then I made a wooden miller table. And that was equally as heavy. So I did a pretty good job on that one. I was pretty proud of myself. But it's sitting outside. But I tore it down because I just didn't really have need for it. But what I used for the table is just neoprene sheet. It worked okay. It's kind of like one of those Black Magic fine sluices. No, I used the polyurethane seal spray. I sprayed that down really, really good. Did like 3 or 4 layers. No, I'm with you, man. That was my first sluice. When I first started and got into this, I was convinced that I could just build whatever I needed. I mean, wood was cheap back then anyway, so whatever. So, I built my sluice. I had a big giant tub, the biggest Rubbermaid tubs they make, the black and gray one. I have one in here, but it's up in the loft, and I'm not going to go up there and get it. But it's like a 45 gallon, 55 gallon actually, I believe. But it's a big giant ass tub. And I had my sluice set up in that, and it's like, man, this thing takes up so much space. I don't want to bring this out every time I'm running dirt. And I definitely don't want to bring all this shit out to the field. So you learn. You learn what's functional, what's realistic, and what you can afford. And that's really what it comes down to, is what you can afford. But with what I wound up spending trying to build my own sluice, I could have just bought one. Just bought an aluminum one and have been done with it. And that's what I eventually did anyways, once I realized, yeah, this kind of sucks. I should just buy the damn sluice and be done with it and actually get on to business. Sometimes that's the right answer. Sometimes DIY ain't the right way to go. Let somebody else do that footwork, come back and be like, oh, okay, thank you. But speaking of that, pretty happy with these ones. A little bit smaller, but that's okay. That just means, well, it would have meant they print faster, except I doubled up the walls, so then that makes it take just as long anyways, so, but whatever. Functional's better. Yeah, now I got the 3D printer, so I'll just make what I need. As long as it's under 8 inches. 8 inches is as big as I can make on my sluice, on my 3D printer. They don't do the scrap pile the same anymore, man. The scrap pile is all weird now. They gotta they never have anything good. People used to be more giving in the scrap pile. They'd be like, oh, I don't need that much. Just throw it in the pile. Now people be taking everything with them. Like, this wood is expensive. I'm taking it home, and I'll find a project to build with it. That's what I would be doing. Pay like $50 for a 2x4. Even if you only need 3 feet today. Well, that's 4 feet you have later. Yeah, wood cost is crazy, man. It is crazy. It should be. The border opened up a year ago. The strike ended like a year and a half ago. Wasn't a strike or some shit? Like, all the things that they were blaming the prices going up on, those are over. And they should be catching up. And so wood prices, They won't come back down to where they were because now the wood sellers, they know what they can get you for. You know, raise it by 200%, so when you lower it by 100%, people think they're getting a deal. You just normalize it. That's the key to good marketing, is normalizing high prices, and then when you sell it for regular, you get it. People thinking they're getting the deal. Went to the wrong button. Yeah, and I'm in a lumber state. I'm in Washington. We get from Canada, we get it from here, where the lumber comes from. It's still freaking expensive. I guess it's not as bad as some places. I'm sure places that aren't so tree friendly are spending a lot more money on their wood. But it's still pricey. We still feel the pain here. Like when I went to get a shed built, from when I started looking at sheds, shed was around $3,000. When I was ready to actually move, when I finally got everything leveled out, the lumber prices shot up, and that same shed was now like $7,000. So I was like, oh man, you sons of bitches. Got me. You bastards got me. So what can you do? Other than just wait it out. And I waited as long as I could, but I was like, I need my shed. It's time to do something. But at any rate, what do we usually do? We gotta see how much gold is going for today, right? At any rate, mute that shit. Gold price today. So now I heard some news on the Bloomberg, on the Amazon show that's in the garage. I saw an article. They're saying we're probably seeing the bottom. We're probably seeing the floor. So if you've been holding off, now this is not my advice. I am not a financial advisor or a gold advisor, unless I advise that you send me your gold. In that case, by all means, follow my advice. But otherwise, if you're keeping your gold or you don't have any gold, keep it. And if you don't have any, get some. I always say get some gold because it's always a good plan. But right now, they're saying that we're at the floor. And it's only going to go up from here. So, it might be a good idea. I'm a gold tester. Nope, this stuff failed. I'm going to have to hold on to it. None of this gold meets my extremely high standards, so I'll just hold on to it. Maybe it'll grow into a better rock. I hear a frog. I don't know, whenever I hear a frog over by the old shed, I think, Freddy's back. But then I think Freddy was always quiet. I never actually heard Freddy croak. So I don't think he or she, whatever it was, would be doing that. I need my shed. I mean, where else are you going to keep your shit? If not in your shed. Keep it in the garage, I guess. Yeah, I assume Freddy's gone to the lily pad in the sky. But what can you do? Now, a garage music studio, that's a good shed. I like it. And it doesn't matter if it's a shed or a room in your house, as long as it's set aside for that thing you love so that you can do it to the best of your ability with the tools that you need. You know? That's what the shed is. Where you can do what you do the best that you can. Yeah. Fucking A. Deep thoughts with Big Daddy. There you go. He's like, hey, homie, where you at? I know you got some more of them worms for me. A spirit frog? That's the problem, though, is I was his spirit animal. So now he's just a ghost. I've been called that before. Somebody's spirit animal. I thought that was funny as hell. I'm my own spirit animal. But yeah, fucking A, we were just I got all stone and shit and gold. That's not gold, that's silver. Gold. Isn't that pretty? Today's gold price is up from earlier today, and we're looking at 1687 and 22 cents. And as you can see on the little scale here, the curve is going back. It is heading back in the right direction once again. But we had a low of 1662 and 54 cents early today, which will be the lowest that it's been in the last year. So this is a good thing. And this is all just my dumbass opinion. Don't take this for any kind of financial advice or suggestion or anything that would keep me liable to your losses. We ain't playing that game. I'm saying right now I don't know shit. But what I am saying is I like me some gold. See, Weezen, that's okay though, because now it's low. You can do that dollage averaging, that dollar cost averaging, and maybe equal your average out to around 1750. In fact, I would say you're almost obligated to do that so that you can save money. It's dollar cost averaging. That's how you do it in stocks too, you know. You buy it down. Even if you get in high, make sure you buy when it's low. That way you can average it down. I mean, it makes it look better anyways. Cash in is cash in. Cash out is cash out. But at any rate, that's always fun. Making money. Making money on our hobbies. Silver stack. See, I want to make a silver stack, but at the same time, I need some crystalline silver so I can make some pay dirt. But nobody's got any right now. So I thought to myself yesterday, I was like, hey, well, I could just make one of those electrocells and make my own crystalline silver. And so I bought up a couple ounces of silver bullion, little coins. I was like, all right, now I got the silver. How do I go about doing this? And then I watched the video on how to do it, and it's like, oh man, it's a lot of fucking work. It's a lot of work and shit that I don't have. And I'm gonna have to go buy more equipment to do it. Is Mike here? Maybe I can talk him into doing it for me. Send him some silver. I'll throw in on his next batch. Yeah, like I should have realized that there's acids required, because that's kind of obvious for the electrolyte. It didn't dawn on me until afterwards. And I already watched the video, so I should have known better, but I was only half watching when I watched it last time. So like I didn't pay attention to the fact that it's very, 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 very acid based. So a bunch of nitric acid. And so I don't want to set up all that shit out here because this is my studio, right? I don't have a hood, a vent, I got an air conditioner that has a filter on it, but I don't think that's going to be sufficient. So I don't want to convert shit over to be able to make it. Although it'd be nice to be able to. That's not a bad idea. But my problem is I act too quickly. I start buying stuff because I think in my head that's a good idea. And then I'm already at the computer. And so I go and start buying shit on Amazon or eBay. And it's like, oh man. So I wasted like $45 buying. I guess it's not wasting because now I have some gold, silver coins. But it's $45 I probably should have spent elsewhere. Maybe I'll give them away or something. They're like half-ounce coins anyways. That's the problem, man. I did, and then I ordered. That's when it seemed like a good idea. Because I'll build out like half the plan in my head, and then the rest of it in my head. And the plans rarely go on paper. I just run everything in my head. And so, well, that works all right for me most of the time. Maybe not so much. Maybe I'm just fooling myself. Yeah, 3 tips. I dig his videos. They're extremely informative, but they're extremely dangerous because they encourage you to do shit that you probably are not equipped to do. Like turning silver into silver crystal. Well, that's the problem though, is I'm usually stoned. So if I'm sitting at my computer watching anime, I'm probably stoned. And it's just too easy to open up another one. I got 3 screens, right? So like I got shit on one screen, and that still leaves me 2 screens to get myself into trouble. It's dangerous, man. I wind up having Amazon up on one and Pornhub on another. What can you do? Life's hard, man. Life's hard. But speaking of hard, who wants to run some pay dirt tonight? I am down to run something and find some gold because I didn't find any gold this weekend. I did find some sapphires. I hope you guys caught that video. It was fun. It was a lot of sifting, and there was no gold. But I did find some sapphires. I found some pretty cool sapphires. And I guess that's what it was all about, right? So it was pretty cool though. Find those. Maybe I'll throw one of them in the sloppy seconds tonight. I think that might happen. I'm not going to throw them all in because they might be hella valuable and I just don't know it. But yes, it is time to wash some dirt. Let's go over to the old sluice cam, where we are already set up at Big Daddy's Little River. And now we just got to get the water flowing. And the other thing, now if you're just joining us or you don't pay good attention, there's a link at top of the chat. Click on that, leave a comment. Make sure you hit like, and if you're not a subscriber, how the fuck did you find me? Make sure you subscribe. Then you don't have to search through the deepest parts of YouTube to find my channel. You can get notifications. But while you're at that other video, make sure to leave a comment. That way you can be entered in for tonight's Sloppy Seconds. Oh shit, that's right. It's Monday Night Football. Man, doubly thank you to everybody who has signed in and hanging out here. Because it is Monday Night Football. The season's on. Use the code, give it to Weezer. Hey, that's smart, man. Trick them all into giving their shit away. Alright. Well, let us run us some dirt. We got that dirt out of that roaring camp. You know how we do. I do need to find some new dirt, though. That's always my thing, is I need to find new dirt. I need to find new pay dirt vendors to review or products. But I need a new, I think I need a new Monday Nighter. You know, we've been doing the roaring camp here for a while. And it always works out pretty well. On average. But there's so much prep work that goes into this dirt. This is the clean, broken down, and put back together version of Roaring Camp. I take out so much silt and so much dust. It'll blow your mind, man. I like to skip that step. Buy one what? Oh, the pump. Yeah, I got the new DC pumps that you can adjust. They're the pump and the adjustable power supply. And the AC pumps are okay, but DC is just so much nicer to control. Yeah, I mean, it's good dirt. It's just really, really dirty dirt. And since I recirculate, I don't change my water out every week. I usually wait a couple weeks, you know. Just because it's kind of a pain to do, and conserving water, I guess. There's no need to swap it out every week. One thing that I've taken to doing on my DC pump, I got a little paint can or paint bucket, plastic paint bucket, that I have holes cut out of below the water line, but above the ground line. And so that lets water flow into it, but it keeps out a lot of those light sands that are settling out by the time it gets over here, and it keeps a lot of the sticks out because it's above, the holes are below the water line where all that shit floats. Because it's important to try to keep crap out of your pump. And that's the unfortunate thing about the toolbox sluice, is that pump is right there in the water. And if you're running dirty dirt through it, It's really hard to not get, you know, dust and stuff into it. So might be worth heading over to Home Depot and getting a small one for one of those. That might be one of the next upgrade adjustments that I work into the next generation box. $1,100 pump. You can get that for like $9 on Amazon. A bilge pump. That's all they are, is bilge pumps. Nah, I don't think a pantyhose would really help. Because once you stretch it out, it's basically like a 30 mesh. And by the time it gets to the back corner, that probably will have settled out anyways. That might help on the toolbox sluice though, since it doesn't have... That might be a cheap fix, actually. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, that's true. They got little filter bags and shit like that. I didn't have one on hand, so I just figured, what can I use to make something that'll work? And it's done a pretty good job. No. I don't actually see any gold. And when I don't see any gold on there, it makes me want to run a little bit more dirt. So I hope you guys are okay with that. If I throw a little bit more dirt in the cup. Because I at least want to see a flake of gold sitting on top before I wrap things up and clean out, you know? All right. Do. Yeah, I got a little filter bag. You know, one of these guys. This is what I throw on my pump when I take it out to the river. So that I don't suck up any little fishies. And then have to call the DNR and be like, oh, I witnessed a fish kill. I killed a fish. So I'm calling to let you know. And then they'll be like, okay. Why are you calling? Because that's what the book says I'm supposed to do. Which is funny because you can be standing 20 feet away from a fisherman who's catching and killing fish all day long, and he doesn't gotta call anybody and be like, I got another one. Alright. Now I see some gold. Now we can flip this over. Alright. Yep. There's some shiny. Not a whole lot, but a nice big piece. You know what? That is technically a picker. I pickered it up. So that's a picker. Oh, I pickered that one up too, so that's a picker too. Alright, I'm going to drop the last little flake. Nope, there it is. So a couple little baby pickers. And then another flake sitting back there as well. I'm going to grab a snuffer bottle. Actually, you know what? I want to test out my new snuffer. Little guy. Well, that works. Now, if you want your chance at getting this gold, make sure to like that video on that link. Leave a comment. The comment is your entry for tonight's Sloppy Seconds. If you haven't already also done so, please make sure to hit like on this video. That way we can let the YouTube gods know that this is a cool place to hang out. And maybe they'll bless us one of these days with a front page listing. Who knows? Shoot for the sky, right? There's stuff in there. So that's the 1 ounce snuffer. That's a 2 ounce snuffer. This is the normal snuffer that most everybody has. There's the Garrett snuffer. XP snuffer. Little itty bitty guy. Ain't that cool? As of right now, I only have plans on including those in the compact sluice. But if there's enough interest, maybe I'll just start making them. Making little 1 ounce snuffers and selling them. Because nobody else makes them this small. I was looking for one for them. Let's make fire. All right. Let that cool down for a little bit. Let me catch up on chat. Doop. Toss in a silver coin. I wish I'd toss in a silver coin. If I had extra, I would. But I just ordered them. And I got to somehow turn that into crystalline silver. Maybe I can just put it in the microwave. See what happens. Can you? Can you get little snuffers from them? Alright then. Alright. So, hope everybody had a good time this evening. If you haven't already done so, do the thing. I'm going to put together a little baggie here, a special bag of the sloppy seconds, if I can find. Haha. The right bag of stickers. Got that new sticker, Sloppy Seconds. If you ain't first, you're last. There we go. All right. Where is the scale? Because I'm wondering how much gold we found. I really want to know. I'm sure you guys are equally as invested. Ah, found it. Alright, let me get some shit out of the way here. Move my joint. Boop. 0.157. You are very ambitious. I doubt we're gonna break the. I doubt we're gonna break a 10th. Wow, that camera is like tripping balls. For some reason, this camera always seems to want to crap out. Well, shit. Technical difficulties, bear with me, please. Switch to the other cam. And then after this stream, I can throw this cam at the wall, or maybe just reboot the computer. We'll see. All right. All right, we're all zeros. See what we got. .034. .034. So not a whole lot. A little bit less than we normally pull. Maybe, just maybe. Sweeten it up just a little bit. And double what we found. We call that gold matching. Get one more piece in there. Boom. You know it. Oh, the blue one? You want my blue one? So the blue one was pretty cool. And you know what? I ain't gonna do anything with it. So why don't we throw that in there too? And that throws the weight up. Ought to mount because we were already above that earlier. Weird. But we'll throw that in there. And throw one of these little yellow sapphires in there as well. You know what? I'm going to keep these two. Those are cool. And all the other interesting rocks that I found. We'll throw all that shit in there for tonight's sloppy seconds. So how about that? In the sloppy seconds, I already have some little garnet chunk, or what's the other one? Emerald. Emerald chunks. That one's actually kind of cool. Nice deep green. And then a piece of raw tiger's eye, along with the gold and all these little gemmy gems. So that's actually a pretty sweet bag. It's going on our sloppy seconds. What's the date today? 9/19. Big Daddy. There you go. So make sure to hit that comment video, leave a comment on that video, like it, thumbs it up. Do that here as well. And somebody's going to get a sweet ass bag of some sloppy seconds tonight. Some cool rocks, a couple of yellow sapphires, and of course, tonight's gold. Doubled down because we do gold matching. Not necessarily, but you know, wanted to throw a little extra in there just because it was kind of light tonight. So there you go. That is going to be tonight's sloppy seconds. It is 6:01, so I'm ready to give away some dirt. Chris W, thank you for that $5. I missed it earlier. Let me rerun that one. Boom, boom. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. And there we go. There we go. So, the bag set, the die is cast, the gauntlet is down. Let's go find out who's going to be a winner. No garnets? I don't know, man. I feel like I'm overplaying the garnets lately. You know, I'm just pouring them in there and pouring them in there. And, but, you know, on the other hand, I did buy another bag of the bigger ones. So, maybe I'll throw some garnets in there. If you don't like garnets, you can thank Carl for talking me into throwing a handful of garnets in there as well. So this will be some fun pay dirt to go through. Whoever gets it, enjoy. Now let's find out who's going to get this. Let's go over to our GAL page, which is on the other page with that page. Random YouTube comment page. Ted Sharp won last week. I believe the week before was Mangy Coyote. So, let's get ourselves a fresh page. Paste our link. Fetch our comments. No replies. Otherwise, anything goes. No regrets. And we have 27 comments tonight, which I believe is right in line with about how many people are watching. And so let's pick ourselves a winner. Here we go. Tonight's winner is going to be David Canham. Giddy up. Let's fill that pan with gold. Man, I love the enthusiasm. Congratulations, David. You are tonight's winner. Make sure you get me your address. Oh, there he is. Giddy up. Giddy up. Make sure to send your address to me, digdaddy@backyardprospecting.com. That way I can get this awesome dirt out to you, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have a great time going through it. If you make a video, shoot me a link. That way I can check it out. I love watching people go through my dirt. David Simon. But, yeah, so if you make a review or video on it or something, let me know. And otherwise, just enjoy it. That's the only real rule I have, is have a good time and get that shiny. So, congrats. Enjoy all those little gems and stuffs that are in there. And sweet. Well, that's really all I got for you guys tonight. I think I went over all my topics. Go buy some gold. If you don't have gold, get gold. If you have gold, hold gold, because it's going up, they say. And if it doesn't go up, well, at least it's cool to look at. So hang on to it, unless you want to send it to me, and in which case, send it all this way. digdaddy at backyardprospecting.com. And I wish you all have an awesome week. And don't forget to tune in this weekend. Hopefully I'll have some pay dirt by then that I can review. Otherwise, I don't know, I'll have to figure something out. I'm about to go shopping for some dirt tonight. But I just got stoned, so that might be dangerous. We'll see what happens. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. And if I don't see you out at the rivers, I'll catch you in the backyard. Peace.